as I said, thank you all for joining today. We are helping to support SMEs in the blue-green sectors, varying from renewable energy to sustainable urban development until plasma tech and maritime. We are 6 partners ranging from Denmark, Germany, Sweden, Poland, and Lithuania. And the project duration is from 2024 to 2027. So much more activities will come up, focus on supporting the SMEs on this region. Yes, so I'm here. I'm Lais. I'm from CLEAN, the Danish Water and Environmental Cluster, and I'm here with my colleague Scott, and we both will be co-hosting this session together with our friends from Water Alliance. Rist is here. Rist, I don't know if I say your name again correctly. And then finally, we're gonna have our friends from InfoTiles who will do experience sharing, best practices for doing business and establishing partners in the Netherlands. So this is the agenda for today. Please write your comments and questions in the chat if you have something. We are also going to have an interactive session at the Q&A. We're going to utilize Slido, an app. So it's gonna appear a QR code in the screen. So you just point your phone and then you can start answering the questions that pop up in the screen automatically. So Rist, the floor is yours. How to enter the Dutch market efficiently, and you're welcome to share your screen.
Cool, thank you for the introduction. I'm gonna share my screen indeed. So, welcome everyone, I'm Rix. I'm working at Water Alliance and we are located in the Netherlands and we are a cluster organization and focused on water technology. Like most of you probably know that the Netherlands has quite a reputation on water, but it's mainly like surface water management and delta technology. So a lot is focused on how to get like dry feed, because the Netherlands, of course, we are below sea level. So we have a lot of experience with that. And also in the following years, it's expected that due to climate change and rising sea levels, this topic is getting even more important. But as Water Alliance, we are a lot focusing more on water quality, and water technology. So that means, yeah, water is kind of an enabling technology. So we are focusing on solutions for wastewater, drinking water, health, chemistry, agriculture, food and energy. And the interesting thing in the Netherlands is that, well, for many years we tried to get rid of all the water because, yeah, due to high sea levels, we are living like below sea level. But since a few years we have a lot of water scarcity. So that means that in the Netherlands we are looking for new solutions, how to keep the water inside on a safe way, and also to look for alternative supply options, because there are some regions that have a lot of drought, and also means that some new industries can't open a new fabric because, yeah, they can't get like a drinking water connection. So that might become a huge problem in the following years. Other things that is interesting, of course, is the Water Framework Directive challenge. In the Netherlands, it's a lot of contamination issues, PFAS, etc., that we have to work on. Also, micropollutant removal, we are focusing on that, all about how to get like clean drinking water. And also important topics include research, recovery, and digital solutions. Yeah, we are really looking into those topics as well. I'll try to, well, to keep like enough water for the industry, for living, etc. Also, an interesting thing in the Netherlands is that the price of drinking water is still pretty low. The water boards that are the suppliers of our water, yeah, they only get like the funding for the projects, but they can't have a lot of savings. So in the Netherlands, I think just an average family maybe pays like 10 or 20 euros a month for their drinking water. So that's not a lot. So you also can expect that industries, etc., also have a low price of that they have to pay for water. And well, that was never ever really a problem, but probably in the following years, it might become a huge problem as well. So yeah, a lot of things we have to work on. So that's why in the northern part of the Netherlands, we have established the Water Campus. So this is like an entire, well, yeah, part in Leeuwarden that all start with WETSES. That's like a huge building in the middle. And they are focusing on research for water technology. And the interesting part is that it's not only one university, but 23 universities are connected to WETSES. And also companies are involved in it. So that basically means that there are 23 research teams and companies can sign up to join those research teams, pay 35,000 euros a year so that PhD students can work on their research. And hopefully in the end, they will provide a solution. And if the solution is interesting for that specific company, they have the first chance to get like an intellectual property for that. And that's all with the goal that the solution can go to the market in the end. And that the research, well, it's not only a research and we don't do anything with it anymore. So that's the important thing of WETSES. As SIF Water and CEW are really focusing on applied sciences. So CEW is offering like bachelor education, and SIF Water is really focusing on education operators, also very important in the water tech, because right now in the Netherlands we don't have enough, well, it's expected that we don't have enough high quality operators for the future, which is really important in our sector as well. And also we have the Water Application Center. So if there has to be some research has to be done, like applied research, then we can do that in the WAC. And finally, Water Alliance in the church. Maybe some of you maybe already saw something. We have like some, in the background, still like some parts of the old Catholic Church is visible. But we are working in the church, all helping out companies that need help. So that can be in different ways. Companies can ask like desk space, they can hire office space, but they also can walk into our office to get some business support. So a little bit more about yeah, how everything is. Yeah, everyone has like their own task in at the Water Campus. So like everything starts with a market demand or idea. So that's the part WETSES is involved with it. When the research is done or test facilities, then CW and the Water Application Center is doing their task. And from launching customer up to the export, yeah, Water Alliance is involved. So basically all parties have their own activities and we are specified in that. And besides, well, these main parties, we also have some other organizations. A lot are doing with the funding part in the Netherlands. So yeah, we always can reach out to them as well to help the companies if they need to, well, have help to get funding, etc. So we have a good network around us. So, and Water Alliance, yeah, what are we doing? More specified, we have over 200 members, and this can be like startups, but it can also be huge multinationals. And yeah, in this overview, a list like of what in what sectors they are involved in. So it's very broad. And basically, yeah, our tasks are divided in some specific topics. So the main topic we are working is innovation support. We have several colleagues, business developers, and they have a lot of knowledge about all the technology. So when a company needs help with that, my colleagues can help out to provide support. And often that support is provided thanks to some Dutch projects and also some European projects. Also, we are a networking organization. So we have good connection with other cluster organizations, including CLEAN, ICN, and all other cluster organizations in Europe, but also abroad. And we like to work together because we say like we know the Netherlands as a market, but when you want to go to Denmark or when you want to go to the United States, it's handier to work together with other cluster organizations. And also for financial support, we can help out. Sometimes even we have some projects, European funded projects, so that we can hand out some vouchers so that companies can easily apply for that to get some grants without like all the paperwork they have to do for some European projects. It's not always the fun part. And also we are doing some kind of lobbying. So we have over 200 member organizations, and I think around 100 of them are also in some expert groups. And those expert groups, they are focusing on a specific topic, trying to collaborate together. And also they often go to The Hague to talk with ministries about some regulations and important topics for the future, so that they can really make a difference, hopefully, for the future. So that's basically in a nutshell what we are doing. So I already briefly mentioned that we are often working together with other cluster organizations. So for Water Alliance, that means like we are in a project called Circling Water. We handed out some internationalization vouchers to European SMEs. I think the budget this morning unfortunately got depleted, but yeah, otherwise companies could ask like for a voucher to travel to the United States or Canada. And we are still setting up some Meet the Buyer events in the United States and Canada in the spring. Also, the Aquatech Amsterdam is coming up, so hopefully a lot of you are coming over there. So we are having a Dutch pavilion, organizing some matchmaking, and together with CLEAN on the Wednesdays, we're organizing a workshop for Water Smart Connect to see if we can make some connections and to ask for European funding in European projects. And on a Wednesday, we also organize a matchmaking lunch at the Danish pavilion. So maybe I will see you there as well. So this was a little bit in a nutshell what we are doing. In case of any questions, please put it in the chat so that I maybe can answer them later on. So thank you.
I have a quick comment, Rix. Obviously, the Wex's campus and all the facilities there, it's open for international
it's open for
partners.
For international. And everyone, you can join in every stage. So it's not that you have to start at the research part. Definitely not. So if you're only interested in maybe going to the Netherlands or maybe to see like, oh, I need just help as a SME or whatever, that you just need business support, please reach out to us so that we can help you out.
And the PhD scheme, which I think is quite interesting, it's international universities as well. So it's
international.
Dutch.
Yeah, so Wets is not an university itself. There are like 23 universities connected to it. So so that's the interesting part of it.
Cool. Do you have, you've mentioned to me previously that there's been a number of international companies that have utilized your facilities and have kind of spun out or like benefited from
the amount of international, I don't know, but I think a total 105 companies are involved in it. So that's included like international companies. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And Water Alliance yourself can, through ICN, you can support potentially partnership developments or
that's the most important thing for us, because often, you all probably know, before research and a startup really goes to the market, etc., it often takes 10 years to come from a startup to a scale up. So yeah, every process we can, well, do it quicker, it helps. So yeah, that's really our goal.
Thank you, Rist.
Thank you.
I'm gonna share my screen again. So now we can go to our interactive session. So please, oops, let's see if it works. It's gonna pop up a QR code now in your screen, and then please, if you point your phone to it, it's gonna show the Slido activity. There you can, in your phone is gonna open two tabs. One is gonna focus called Q&A, and the other one is polls. So on the Q&A, you can now start also asking questions if you want to towards us at SMEBeyond or at RIS, and then we can answer here. And now I'm gonna pop up the first poll question. And then if you go on polls, you can see what kind of support and tool services you look for. You can vote as anonymous if you wish to, but you can also quickly make your profile and then start to answer. As soon as you start entering an answer and type, it's gonna pop up in the screen. So you can see now, I can see two people are typing already. Yes, market analysis, partner shirt, complementary partners. Okay. So a couple more minutes, so you can see that people are still typing what they are looking for. Dutch regulations. Cool. So from the answers from the participants, you can see how the most relevant tool and services that people are looking for are basically contact and matchmaking. Luckily, this project is one of the tools that we're going to service through all these 3 years is going to be the matchmaking, an opportunity for you SMEs from the region of South Baltic to start and engage. As I said, this is the first step, this webinar for you to get in touch with possible partnerships. So Water Alliance was very gladly to do so and do a quick presentation on how it is there in the Netherlands. But stay tuned that we're gonna have much more activities to support you on an internationalization journey. So now I'm going to go to the next question. What type of partner you're looking for? So I can see here from partnerships that we have more diverse group of partners to tech in. So that offers a really good insight. Christy, you mentioned that that one of your the services that you guys offer is access to, for instance, you are obviously a cluster organization, but do you also, like in the water sector, do you also offer access to engineers, distributors, local system integrators, etc., on the water sector?
Yes, for sure. So yeah, please reach out to me if you're looking for something specific. So then I can send it to my colleagues who will look like for the right partners for you. Yeah. So yeah, at Water Alliance, I'm more like the project manager, so running EU projects. But my colleagues from business development, they have a huge network. So yeah, if you have a request, yeah, please send it to me. Then we can have a look at it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So now I will go to our next session with info tiles. Mass, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I hope you can all hear me. Maybe you can also see me. So let me just do a quick flying of Infotiles and who we are and what we do. Just share a quick window here. Hope you can see my screen. So Infotiles, in short, we are a Norwegian startup company within digital water. And we work as a software as a service company that helps water utilities and wastewater utilities in basically understanding the data better and utilizing all the existing data that is available at more or less every utility. The thing is that within our business, as most of you probably know, all of the utilities, they really want to become digital and use the data a lot more, but they all struggle because they weren't born digital. They have a core competency, which is of course managing the water and the wastewater, but using the data and understanding what they can achieve from the data they already have is a major challenge for all of them. So we decided to specialize within the water sector and have built some tools that helps and allows the utilities that we work with to utilize the existing data a lot better. And I will just quickly just share my screen as to show you what we actually do. I think that makes it a lot easier to actually understand. So in short, we are present in 6 different countries at the moment, with the Netherlands, of course, being one of them. We didn't really plan to scale into so many different countries. We've actually tried to focus now on a few countries because it's hard on the bandwidth, if you will, to work in 6 different countries. But the reason is that there are so many challenges in all these markets, so it's hard to say no sometimes to some of the utilities when they ask for our help. But Netherlands, it has become one of our core markets, and what we do, as I said initially, is that we help them understand the data better without the need to spending either months or years on making the data ready for analysis or buying a lot of IoT devices, which needs to be, of course, procured and installed, and then you have some new data to work with. We basically work with what is existing, and what we do as a core competency is our solution that we call Pipe Fusion, which is an algorithm where we analyze the entire network from the utilities. So this is an example I'm showing here from a Norwegian utility. So what you see, all these lines here are basically all of the pipes in the ground, and the picture here on the left side is the data as we receive it. So here we get when we upload it into our system, we see 18 different clusters and roughly 40% of the network being unconnected. And that means that all of the different colors you see here, they are in the system when the system looks at that GRS data, the network data. It is not connected, but it should be. But the data is wrong within the core GRS system that the utility has, and these roughly 40% amounts to more than 15,000 pipe segments. So that means that there are 15,000 mistakes basically in the system that needs to be corrected before you can achieve any meaningful analysis on the data. Because of course, if you have flawed data, you get flawed outcome. So what we have perfected is analyzing the data with our algorithm, which initially running it one time in this example, halves the number of clusters and reduces the unconnected network from roughly 40% to 4% in just one run. And we then identify where they need to do some manual efforts. So these are the red. I'll just see if I can get the job to load. The red circles, there we go. They mark where they need to do some manual checking. And when they have done that manual checking, we run the PyFusion once again. And within a week or two, the utility will have a fully 100%, up to 100%, fully auto-corrected network. And that means that now they have basically the digital twin made ready for analysis. And common for all of the utilities we work with today, the ones that have tried this before, they have spent months or years trying to achieve the level of accuracy as we can do within a week or two. As an example, we work with a large UK utility who has 60 to 70 people, full-time people employed only to correct data, enabling them to do the analysis, and we can help them with that within a week or two. So it's a massive improvement, of course, in terms of what we can do. And then once we have done all that analysis, and I'll be quick here, I'm not trying to spend too much time on Infotiles. We then apply further research onto the network, where we analyze the what do you call it? That's the wrong one. Let me just check here. Through intelligence, we then apply a lot of different data, pumping stations. We apply weather data, rain events, groundwater levels, everything that is connected to the system basically, and we then help the utilities calculate how much intruding water do they have into the sewage. In this example, we also help with leakage detection. We help with smart metering, a lot of different areas where we basically build them a nice overview of the entire system, and we help them understand how their system, how their network reacts in different events, and where to mitigate all of the risks that occurs basically during a year. So we are the faster way to build a digital twin and understand where are the risks in your network, being water or wastewater, and help the utilities become much faster at mitigating those risks without the need for any extra IoT devices. Now, of course, more data is always better. So if they procure more IoT devices, it's good. But we can help them understanding how much is needed, so they don't just procure thousands and thousands. And we have actually, again, both in Netherlands and UK, we have utilities who have procured up to 50,000 IoT devices and installed them across the network to get a better understanding. But they could have managed maybe with 5,000 and saved millions and millions of euro by knowing this in advance. And that is what we basically help them do. That is, get an understanding of your network by making the data more understandable and clean for the utilities. So that's a quick pitch, if you will, on Infotiles and what we do. And of course, reach out to me if you want to know more details as to what we actually do. I can help you with. Now for the Netherlands, because I promise, of course, this, and we focus on this. We established the first contacts in Netherlands for roughly 1 year ago, where we partnered up with Microsoft and Accenture, and we hosted an event specifically for the Dutch water utilities as a test, and we found a lot of interest. And one of the reasons for us picking the Netherlands as a focus country was that it's very centralized country when it comes to the water and wastewater utilities. They have roughly, I think it's 8 water utilities and 20 water shafts, as they call them, water boards, which handles all the wastewater, and that's on a population of roughly 17-18 million. If we compare that to Norway, where we origin from, we have 4.4 million inhabitants and 390 utilities. So of course, when you can target a country like Netherlands, and if you have one customer, you basically have half of Norway as your clients. That's a much better investment than targeting small utilities or municipalities serving 2,000 or 3,000 people. So that was, of course, one major priority. And then the language in Netherlands, English, is very common. We don't have any Dutch-speaking people yet. So the ability that you can talk English with just about all the utilities is very important. It's also a very advanced digital country. In the Netherlands, I think, together with most of the Nordics, are quite advanced when it comes to becoming digital, and they want to become digital. Unlike, say, Germany or Switzerland, where I'm currently at, the digital agenda is not as prevalent as well, or as in the Netherlands. And last but not least, as we also saw initially from the presentation, the Dutch people, they know about water. They have water everywhere, coming up from the ground and from the oceans and all over. So they're quite good at this. And if you can make it as a company within the water industry in the Netherlands, you can basically make it everywhere, because then you have a functioning solution that should be relevant in all other countries, because if it works in the Netherlands, then you've proven your case, I'd say. So those were sort of the key arguments for why the Dutch markets. And if I should give some recommendations, both on what to do and what not to do, we spent a lot of time initially with a local agency booking meetings for us, and there was a massive interest. I think we had 30 meetings, so that was quite overwhelming. But they struggled with having someone from a foreign country teaching them about water. They found it interesting, but it was very difficult to create the trust needed, saying, we come from Norway and we want to teach you about the water. But the Dutch, they are quite good at this. So we managed to land a few clients, both within the water and the wastewater sector. But we quickly focused on partnering up with an engineering company, which are called Arup. We are partners with them in the UK as well. And that's quite vital, because even though we would like to, say, present ourselves as a company that is a SaaS company, you buy the same solution, whether you're in Germany or Denmark or in Netherlands, it shouldn't matter. But it actually does matter, because every country is quite unique in order to understand both the structure. I mean, there's no other country, as far as I know, that has water shafts and water utilities. And also, what are the main issues or main problems they are trying to battle, because our tools can be used for many different solutions. Say, as I said before, leakage detection, for example. That's not a real problem in the Netherlands. They have very low leakage detection, leakage amounts, but they have other problems where they would need to know the state of the network and how it works in order to solve those problems. So having a local partner who can, say, expand basically the usage of our solution to fit to the local markets, in this case the Netherlands, is very important. And that creates trust, because once you show that you understand what they struggle with and what we can help them solve, instead of just a, say, one-for-all pitch, that's quite different. So now we're focusing a lot on being much more present in the Netherlands, and we are also in the beginnings of looking for an employee in the Netherlands who can speak the language and show even more, say, a localized focus than what we can currently do. So my recommendations would definitely be to partner up with someone who knows the market and can help you localize the solution if needed, and boots on the ground if you see a good business case from your efforts so far. I'm not sure how much time I spent, but that was sort of my do's and don'ts for now. Any questions or comments?
what was one bad thing that went wrong when entering the Dutch market?
Ooh. We thought we had more say trust or interest than we actually did. So we went for hosting an event because everyone said they were interested in knowing more about our solution. So we thought we'll just host an event and let them come to us. But that didn't go very well because we don't have the brand. We just have to acknowledge we don't have the brand to attract anyone to come to our event. So we quickly strengthened our powers, as I said initially, by partnering up with Microsoft and Accenture, who has the name in the industry. Then we have to go with a compromise in terms of what we wanted to present, of course, because Accenture and Microsoft also need a role. So even though there's an high interest for your solution, again, don't think you have all the name needed to attract the utilities, because they like to hear what you have to say, but you have to come to them. Katrina?
Yeah. Have you been thinking about to contact a cluster like a water alliance, or where you're not aware that there are cluster existing in water? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes and no. Initially, as I said, we focused on other types of partners, but we are now in dialogues with someone called Stova, which are a cluster for the wastewater, or an umbrella organization for the wastewater industry, which is our main focus in the Netherlands. So we are now partnering up with them because we need, again, the localization is important, and we underestimated that. We are quite good at, in other countries, say UK, for example, with no need for any similar organizations to help us. We have enough in partners to help us in the UK, but in the Netherlands, using these clusters is very important. And so we underestimated the effect that would have.
Thank you.
Idrius, I think it's pronounced.
Yes, I would like to ask dear Mats regarding requirements of utility companies. In your case, could you, let's say, compare the different markets? You said, for example, that Netherlands are a concentrated market, and so what about the requirements? You maybe have experience. Do they have very different requirements, client to client, or? Yes, thanks.
Requirements to what? Sorry, to.
It means that your every project is, let's say, similar each to another, or quite different?
I mean, our projects with the Netherlands are quite similar to each other and to the others in. I mean, what we do in Netherlands and UK and Norway is the same, but we have to make a different puzzle to make it work every time in each country, because there are just differences in the countries. So we come to the same solution, but we have to stitch it together in a different way. So every time we do a new project in a new country, there's a lot more work up front to get to that understanding, and that could be the way they structure data, or they have different ways of uploading or managing the data. So all of these things has to be structured from the beginning, but the requirements are the same, if you will, from the client side. And our solution could basically work in every country. It's just our experience with less digitalized countries are that it's even harder just to get the data. Sometimes they need us to be at site, having not a SaaS cloud-based model, but where we actually install servers, are physically on their servers, and that's not doable for a small company like ours to be present at every site. So that's also why it's important for us to choose the right countries, like the Netherlands, who are very good at being digital.
I have one final thing, Maz. Obviously, your
Yeah.
solution that you presented, obviously, you require a lot of data inputs, and if it's not there, you need sensors to collect this, all these types of things. Do you partner up with local companies that provide these technologies, or do you have another way of dealing with that?
No, I mean, when we first run the analysis, we often don't need extra data. We actually have enough. I mean, and that's the whole thing. Usually, the utilities, they have enough data. It's just they don't know how to fix the data because it's broken. There's so many errors in it, and that is our key strength, is to actually fix those errors and make the current data work, because they've been collecting data since the 1990s or so. So they have massive amounts of data. It's just about getting that in place in system. And then, of course, yes, you could say, if they want to have a much more focused view on a specific area, we would say, okay, you would need to install 100 more sensors. But we don't partner up with any hardware providers because we want to be as agnostic as possible. That's quite important to us, that we don't push any hardware sales, because that's not what we do. But we know that most of the utilities want to buy local. They want to buy from hardware producers that are present in their own country. So we leave that to them if they want to buy any.
Cool.
Any more questions? No. Thank you, Maz, for
Thank you.
presenting. Of course, I would like to give a reminder, this presentation is being recorded, and after the meeting, we're going to share it with the participants and also the slides as well. So you can have access to it. So I'm going to share again my screen. So as I said, we're going to go through the last session of our webinar, the final remarks. We're going to have some upcoming webinars and workshops. So in 2 weeks, we're going to have a session dedicated to Spain. And then 25th of March, we're going to have it for France, later United Kingdom, and then 22 of April, we're going to have USA and Canada. And then lastly, but not least, South Baltic region, which is going to be a more capacity building workshop to help the companies in this region to internationalize. Yes, Scott, do you want to give us some few words about this, Aquatech?
Cool. Yeah, obviously, SMEBeyond is not a water-specific project, but obviously there was a bit of a water theme today. And I know Rick's mentioned this previously, and I believe, yeah, potentially Maz is going to be there as well. But Aquatech Amsterdam's happening in March, and a number of clusters from the International Clean Tech Network will be present. With, as you can see here, there's 20,000 plus water professionals from 150 companies that go, and it's free to visit. It's free to come and explore. So it's one of the leading fairs in Europe. So maybe we can see you there. So feel free to let us know if you will be there. There will be a number of activities arranged, supporting around, as Rick's mentioned, some matchmaking activities. Between kind of companies across Europe and further afield. So feel free to register yourself. It's free to join. And we, maybe see you there.
Yeah. And then last but not least.
I guess one of the things here, just to show, through SMEBeyond, it's very much connected to this International Clean Tech Network, which is a global network of 23 clusters, I think, across the globe. There's a lot in Europe. And this this network of clusters hosts a digital platform called ICN Solutions. It's free to join. SMEBeyond as a project will be utilizing this space. And this is, as you can see here on the side, this is a space where you can find and engage with different international opportunities. And you can connect with other like-minded individuals, and you can share basically your business kind of globally. It's an interactive space, but it's used as this dashboard of kind of different opportunities around the world that you can actually start to engage in any of the kind of markets that's maybe of interest to you. You can see what needs maybe some of the other regions around the world have that maybe fits your potential market strategy that you would like to go to. There is a link here. I guess we'll share the slides afterwards to everyone, and it's free to register. And you can just upload a profile, and it'll be updated regularly with new different types of opportunities that may be of relevance within all sectors. So it's a clean tech space. So.
Yeah, and that's it. You can have my contact and Scott's contact here. Of course, I'll send a follow-up later today. Is there any more questions to please write or ask? Otherwise, thank you for today, everybody who showed up and participated. As I said, this is the first step of serious activities, even though maybe your focus was not really that much water, but we're gonna have other regions with more different types of focus. And then stay tuned for the next steps of the project. Yeah, so thank you for today. And have a nice day, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.